And what do you have a tendency to do? To accuse yourself daily for what you didn't achieve, for what you did wrong. It's natural in human life. That's when we don't fill our lives with ourselves. If I had done it, if I had spoken, if I had gone, if I had stayed, we will always have many, many possibilities for accusation. But it doesn't make sense. The life you have before you today needs to be forgiven so that there is no resentment, no hurt, so that you are able to move forward. Can you, with generosity, have you achieved so much? You made mistakes, you lost, you were betrayed. It's okay. What happened? What can you do with the past now? Yes, it is important. The life you have before your eyes, this blank page that God gives you the opportunity to write, is that all that matters? Focus your eyes on it. Stop looking at the past, creating conjectures that will no longer be possible. We cannot change a single inch of what is past. But the present is before us. Wait, our dedication. The present is before us, and if we want to, we can transform it into a great event, a great opportunity to make life worthwhile, to live comfortably within ourselves. Forgiveness. Don't blame yourself for what you didn't do. Don't condemn yourself for what you didn't do. If you can do something for yourself today, do it. I cuddled. Reconsider everything you used to accuse yourself. May there be more mercy. And learn. Learn from your mistakes. Don't allow them to become a source of hammer in your life. Allow them to be a source of learning. That's it matters. Learning from the past? Making yourself present is worth it. How many things about your personality that are difficult for you in the present moment? How many details about your way of being, about your character? Why don't you understand? Today, they are intimately linked to your past. The influences you received, the traumas you experienced, the people who had an effective authority over you, all of this helped you build your past. Therefore, in an attempt to understand why you act this way today, it will be inevitable that you will have to visit the past. Reminiscences return us to the emotions of before, to the context and the traumas, the experiences. Every time we work on our reminiscences, these are our memories in a therapeutic way. That is, trying to connect the dots of the stories. Naturally, we will, organizing within ourselves, what today seems like chaos, what today causes us so much pain. It will be inevitable from time to time. Those who want to grow, to evolve emotionally, will inevitably have to revisit the traumas, the feelings of before, not for reminiscing and losing, not to suffer with them forever, no, but to generate a new way of understanding them. Because whoever has a habit of reevaluating what they have lived, rethinking the meaning, understood how to live more naturally the reconciliations, which are typical of therapeutic processes. Yes, there is no other way. There is no other way if not reevaluating what we have lived, rethinking what we feel, so that we are able to live the reconciliations which are typical of therapeutic processes. And none of this is possible. Yes, reflection, without looking inward, without walking the inner paths, that in your spiritual life, that in your daily search for the presence of God in your history, in your life, you always have the willingness to walk the paths of your history. For what an exercise in understanding the past, that you can live better, right at the present moment. We are under the influence of many anxieties, and it is not the time to motivate others. Occupy your mind with the present moment of life, a project that fits into your next few hours. And then, isn't it predictable? And the only way to prepare it is to implement it well, is by living what we need to live. Look, my people, I know we are all used to hearing that we need to have goals for the future, realities we want to achieve, that motivate us today. Okay, that is the ideal plan. But we are not living in a time that allows us ideal plans. And it is very unfair for us to want to impose on ourselves now, at this moment, an ideal plan. I have said to myself and to others, there are days when we wake up better. So you can plan the day. It's that old story, it's one more day. But there are times when we wake up. There are days when we wake up, when you only need to plan the morning. And then you occupy yourself with what you can do this morning. And I'll come back and say that they say you can't even plan the whole morning. It's just the next hour. It all depends on our emotional state, which we need to have a lot of respect for. Have respect for yourself. Give the grace of a new birth, even if everything remains as it is. Allow me the feat of inventing something new, because everything is renewed and transformed. When do we change the way we look at the world? Is it true? Sometimes, what we need to do is convert our perspective. We look at things, at people in an addicted way. We always see them the same way. It's amazing how we imprison others within our gaze. This addicted look that doesn't allow the other to ever be new again. That pessimistic look that will always think that the other will repeat the same old mistakes. The same rule applies to ourselves. How many times do we also look at ourselves with this pessimism, with this lack of hope? And sometimes things don't even work out because of it. Because our look at ourselves? Are you addicted? Are you hurt by pessimism? 11. Look at yourself in a new way. 11. Believe that you, yes, are capable, that you can awaken now the forces that are dormant within you. Work more on your will, your commitment, your dedication, so that you never get used to it. What have you thought of this month? Firstly, it's important to say that human fulfillment is a vocation of all of us. Some people call it happiness. I personally understand from the readings I've done that human fulfillment is not synonymous with happiness, because happiness is part human fulfillment. But in many moments, you will also feel fulfilled even if you're not happy. Because what is human fulfillment when you realize? Because things are happening exactly as they should. That there is somehow a control. I don't know if the word is happy, but somehow we feel that we are in control of the situation. Of course, we can't control everything, but we feel fulfilled when we realize that our choices are allowing us to have a good control of our life. So, many times we will have this control. We will be fulfilled. We will be going through anguish, through suffering. So, therefore, we cannot equate human fulfillment with happiness. Okay, so we understand the first step. Being fulfilled is being comfortable with yourself and your choices, even when things are difficult, right? Things are difficult, but we are still fine, making the being that we are fit into our skin, into the skin of the circumstances. Yes, we all have circumstances. We have family circumstances. But sometimes it happens that we cannot be who we really are in the family environment. Then we start to create disguises to hide our true self, because we know that it will not be accepted by those who live with us. But suddenly, you can be who you are with a friend or with a group of friends there at college. You become freer. This is making the being that is to fit into the skin of reality. For circumstances are not always favorable to the flourishing of our being. The verb refers to the essence, the verb to be, the circumstances. The same goes for error. No one is wrong, but we can be wrong. This understanding humanizes us, removes us from the court, where we routinely condemn in others what we cannot bear to recognize in ourselves. It is so difficult to separate, from a linguistic point of view, being from being. And since we do not know how to differentiate in language, we also make mistakes in differentiating concepts. How many times have you interpreted yourself as a mistake? How many times have you interpreted the other as a mistake, right? The circumstance of the mistake does not determine us. Our essence remains there. Interesting, because in Christian anthropology, we believe that God has not made a mistake with any of us. Of course, throughout life, people make mistakes with us. It is, as if we could say, the foundation is good, but the walls were poorly built. God did not make a mistake in the foundation. God made us. God made us. Throughout life, people make mistakes with us. It's as if we could say, is permission good? But the walls were poorly built. God didn't make mistakes in the foundation. God made us. God granted us the essence of goodness. But by choice or influence, we choose wrong. We choose filth. We choose gossip. Backbiting, we choose what depersonalizes us. And then we enter into negative contexts, imposing harmful and sinful circumstances on the being. Sin neither in the sense that I'm talking about here. It's not even in the religious sense. Sin as a reality that harms human dignity. Even atheists need to be aware of it, because they too have a dignity that must be preserved. If we understood this, we would judge people less. We would stop classifying them according to our decisions. The person wronged you, and you will forever be saying that they are horrible, that they are this, that they are that. No. Isn't they just them by chance? In that moment, it was with you? But we cannot imprison another person in what we think or because we experience that, because we suffered what they caused. The person is much more. How many people do you meet sometime later and you realize, wow, how have they evolved? How many people do you identify who will advance a lot, become more mature? But in that moment they passed through your life, they did damage. The same happens to me and you. Stop interpreting yourself based on the mistakes you make. Pay more attention to your essence. Is it good? God didn't make a mistake with them. You? If by chance today you reap unpleasant results from your choices, this does not mean that you are condemned. Condemned to be like this forever. Point 11. Turn the page. Rewrite this story from the present moment. That this great gift we hold in our hands. To be, he said, only after and from others, who gives without having, who offers without possessing, inevitably will live seeking himself in others, to have himself. After that, everything makes sense, because we discover that no one owes us absolutely anything. I believe this is a daily exercise, that we begin from the moment we become aware of the great role we need to play in the world. The greatest challenge to be yourself, and being yourself consists in conquering yourself, knowing yourself more and more, knowing how your mechanisms work, how your rules work, knowing your status well, being yours, taking possession of everything that belongs to you, your qualities, your defects, your possibilities, your limits, and from that, offering yourself to others. But you can only offer yourself. The one who was once had, this is the homework of every day, to have yourself, to be increasingly more the owner of yourself. Same, do not allow others to manipulate. Modify your belonging. May your search be daily. To be of yourself, so that what you offer to others has quality. It is so interesting to see a person in possession of their own, of their possibilities, of their limits, of everything. The greatness that consists of the human being is so beautiful to see a whole person. They offer, and they do not even worry if they will receive something in return, because they know the value that exists in offering. They are the owner themselves. They know what they want. They will not get stuck in petty things and offenses. They will not waste time with that which does not edify, because they are the owner of themselves. They know what they want. They know where they are going. And they can make a great contribution to the world, because those who have themselves, those who possess themselves, certainly offer themselves with much more quality. Here it says that they need it.